Angel just dropped her first episode of her podcast from this season, and it had all the fireworks. Everything you wanted to know was in here. It was a great watch, great episode. I'm going to recap some of the stuff I seen, and I'll probably have to go back and watch it again, and maybe I'll chunk it into like specific parts and do different videos of specific parts. But this one is just an overview. I only watched it one time, and I got so much out of it. So if you have not watched it, after you get done watching this, head over to her pod and go watch it. Something I've been saying for the longest time was she really, really hurt her hand during the Unrivaled season. And she went ahead and confirmed it. And I want to play you guys the videos, but when it's YouTube videos and you're repurposing them, a lot of times they'll flag your page and things like that. So I don't want to go through that. That's why I said earlier, just go back and watch it. But she did say that she hurt her hand during Unrivaled, and she wasn't even supposed to be ready to play at the beginning of the W season, but she pushed through. She said she has a great doctor, but she pushed through and played even though she wasn't supposed to. That kind of makes sense why the beginning of the season, the start of her season, was so rocky. She's playing with an injury she's not supposed to be playing on. But she said she wanted to clear the air from all the narratives about her not ending seasons, or she quit on. Why would you quit on your team when you're in the playoff or in the championship game? I always thought that was crazy, but it was a negative narrative just to throw out there to throw some shade at Angel. But she wanted to clear it up and let the people know she wasn't there, physically wasn't there, because she had to go get surgery. And we seen that. Remember, she was on the plane while the team was celebrating, and people are like, "Oh, she's selfish," and it's just like, no. Most of the time you get an injury, you got to wait for the blood to go down, the swelling to go down before you can even go get operated. And when your doctor says this is when you can come, you get your butt on a plane and go. And I think that's more so what went on and why she wasn't there for the final game, for the championship game, because of course Angel wants to celebrate with her people. But it was good for her to come out and say it, just to clear the air out of all those weird negatives that these weird people like to throw out there. But that was a big thing. No, I mean, we seen her in a hand wrap, and I was like, that doesn't look like the wrist wrap. That looks like, and she pointed it out, I think she said it was somewhere around here. And I thought it looked like more of a hand wrap, but she played the whole season, clearly in some discomfort or some pain or something, because she played the whole season of the W with this hand wrap on. So that cleared up a lot of that for some of us that wondered. We assumed what was going on, and it made sense that was an injury. We seen her doing something like this with her hand. And it all came to light. She let us know, yes, she played the season through an injury, and that she's just a warrior. She's a champion. She loves hoop. That's another thing she said in the podcast. She made it very, very clear that she loves ball. Like, ball is life. That's her main thing, is playing ball. And she said, just because I'm fine doesn't mean what was she saying? She was saying I'm fine and I'm a baller, and I do both. Something like that. Again, I'll go back so we can break down a lot of segments. But I remember her saying, just because I'm fine don't mean I'm not focused on playing ball. It was something along those lines. So she went there. Again, this was like a tell-it-all. I know everybody wanted to know about what she thinks about Chicago and things of that nature. And when it came to that, the most telling thing was she didn't tell a thing. She didn't mention Chicago. She didn't mention coach. She didn't mention teammate, anything like that. She did not touch on the matter, which goes to show you that she's just not ready to talk about it, or something that's not, I don't want to say not worth, but not worth putting out there to the world, because all you guys are going to do is dissect it and make up narratives and things like that. And they might have internal happiness or internal upsetness. Is that a word? But they might have that, and it's for none of us to actually know. And so she did not let anything out about what's going on or what happened or what's going on with Jeff. Is Tyler coming back? She didn't hit on any of that stuff. One, that's not her place. And again, two, it's just going to be misquoted and whatever. And she also said in this podcast, if you don't see it come out of my mouth, don't believe I said it. So it just was a lot. It's all just hitting me. Something else she hit on was the importance of Teaspoon, her coach from her first year. She said they talk every day. Teaspoon sends her game film and breakdowns, and when she's doing good, she lets her know what's going right. When she's doing bad, she's on her about what she's doing bad. And she spoke to the importance of having her relationship with Teaspoon. She said God brings people in for a season and a reason. I think that's what she said, something along those lines. And she talked glowingly about her relationship with Spoon, and that's important. And it's not just Angel. Before you guys get too weird, it's a lot of players that are connected with a certain coach that was in their life during a certain part of their career. May not be their coach now. They may even be retired, whatever. But a lot of players have that one coach you really, really connect with, And that's going to be your dog for life. I had the same thing that happened to me. I was always able to play basketball until I met one person that helped me learn basketball and understand basketball, learn how to manipulate basketball. And that's when I played my best ball. So that might be the teaspoon. That might be teaspoon for Angel. And again, she was just saying how much teaspoon is just there for her through the ups and the downs and all of that stuff. She also hit on the Reeboks, the shoe releases, and how she was even nervous for it to come out. And Reebok was telling her, no, we got to do this now. We got to do this now. And I see it from a business standpoint because nobody from her era or class was putting out shoes this year. So it made sense to go be first. And also they understood the demand was high. Angel had premiered 4 colorways of the Engine A's, I believe that, or Engine 1s. That's what they're called. She premiered 4 colorways of them, and 3 of them sold out. The first 3 sold out. So as a company, they're probably like, okay, the demand is high. Let's get this out. People want to wear what you're wearing. And also they knew, hey, nobody else is dropping right now. Let's do it. All the Nike athletes have to wait another year. I don't even know if Skechers give out personal shoes yet. They just started their brand. New Balance, who's over there in the W, I can't remember. But from her class, from her generation of players, it was like, let's be the first. Let's go do it. And we've seen the success. It sold out instantly. And she let everybody know, yeah, we sold out instantly on the Reebok app. And she said, yes, I released a certain amount over to Dick's afterwards so that people can go get them in person. But through, again, I've said this before, direct to consumer is what you consider to sell out, not retail or resale. If anybody has ever been a part of the shoe community, I worked at a couple shoe stores. Nike, I said when 7 o'clock in the morning, they drop their shoes. Oh, it sold out in 30 seconds. Well, you can still go down to Foot Locker and get them. So technically it's not a sellout because Foot Locker is not Nike, but Foot Locker is a retail and they still have some, but we claim a sellout because we sold out our inventory. Anyway, so she hit on that. She hit on Paige and how much she loves Paige. And the internet started buzzing about that. She hit on about that. What was some other stuff that she answered a lot of fan questions. It was a very much like a get to know, or almost it was like she was reconnecting with us, the people, the viewers that watched this show over the last season. I'm looking at some subjects, making sure I don't forget anything. She reviewed the sophomore season. Oh yeah, somebody asked her about her goals. She went over her goals. And there we go. That was the last thing. Unrivaled. Is she going to play on Unrivaled? She spoke glowingly about Unrivaled and how much she loved her time there and how much it helped her game grow. And she left it there and she said, I love what they're doing and I'm happy. I can't wait to see something like that. I can't wait to see what they're doing next. Something along those lines, like we'll see what's happening next. Something like that, to where now it's a cliffhanger. Like, does that mean she's not going to be there? But she also mentioned she wanted to have a rest off season. So she might, some people are speculating. It doesn't look like she's going to be playing an Unrivaled. She might need that rest. She has a lot of release happening. She talked about a movie. She's going to be a part of the movie with Idris, and I forget what it's called. I just looked it up. She's going to be part of the movie. She has a lot of things dropping. Collabs. She got to shoot the show. And some people benefit from one-on-one training. And she said right now she's in Miami. She has 3 trainers out there training with her. So that might be her focus. And let me do the individual thing. She mentioned playing with Chelsea Gray helped her become a playmaker. And who would have known all the point guards were going to be injured for the Sky. And she had to do so much more playmaking. So that helped. But maybe this season she wants to do that one-on-one work where she can get a lot of drill work in. Repetition is the mother of learning. My dad taught me that. So she might go and just get a bunch of reps up. So she's so much more comfortable in certain spots on the court. So, again, it was a great podcast. She talked about Unrivaled. Again, that was kind of a cliffhanger. We don't know if she's coming back. Fan questions, she talked about being on the cover of NBA 2K. She talked about putting together outfits for the season. That's not really my lane. So she talked about a lot. It was a great episode. If you have not watched it, make sure you go and watch it. I'm AJ. This is my mic. Peace.